So who is Mecole Hardman and why did we draft him? Why is Mecole Hardman a New York Jet now? Well, it's simple. Mecole Hardman fills a couple of needs. He fills in for the now gone Braxton Berrios. Mecole Hardman is as good a punt returner as Berrios was, if not better, if you want to base it on last year and the disaster that was Berrios last year on punt returns when he seemed to get a case of the yips and lost all his confidence after botching one. Mecole Hardman was a second round pick by Kansas City out of Georgia. They had high hopes for him. He's a speedster, tons and tons of speed, and he has had big receptions, like 60-plus-yard receptions. He is a threat downfield, not a bad piece to add to the Jets' room. When you think of the different type of routes that Elijah runs and that Garrett Wilson runs, and then Lazard, it's nice to have a speedster, someone that could, kind of break the back end of a defense. So that's what he'll do. He is, an obvious replacement. He takes pressure off of us a little bit in the draft because the way it was, the rumors are Corey Davis won't be around. Berrios is gone. Who's good? You got to get guys to replace him. And this is a nice, solid signing for the Jets. I mean, this guy gets some touchdowns. He had like 4 receiving touchdowns last year. I mean, he has a lot more than Mims, infinite more than Mims. So, I mean, this is a deep threat, a guy who's got to the end zone, knows for the end zone, good punt returner, comes from, disappointing for Kansas City. They drafted him in 2019 in the second round. I'm sure they wanted more from him. They didn't get it. So he's going to be a role player for us. He's not going to change the scope of the season or the team, but he could impact a game. There might be a game where he's, bomb touchdown from Aaron Rodgers. So it's nice to have a missile on the team that Aaron Rodgers can, play with and throw the ball deep to. And if he gets a couple of big touchdowns like that, we'll be really happy we have him. So it's a new kind of weapon that we're not used to. We didn't see Berrios go super deep very often as part of our offense. And I think you're going to see this guy, Mecole, do that. I think you're going to see some deep passes downfield every once in a while when we go for it. And it could be exciting. So we'll see. Fills a need. It's definitely a body in the room. They definitely didn't sign him to not play or to cut him or anything like that. He can make up to $6 million. So it's real a deal as if we would have held on to Berrios. We'll get more details on the deal. There's probably incentives. He's probably going to be cheaper than that unless he meets those incentives. But nice little weapon for Aaron Rodgers. Nice little weapon for the Jets. Love those players out of Georgia. Love speedsters. Love guys who could play special teams. Good player, needed to replace Berrios. Consider it done. We did. And hey, if you liked the video, hit the like button, hit that little square over there, and learn about the low baller, Joe Douglas, and go Jets.